because the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Alright guys, Protovoid here. So, today's tooltip isn't really a tooltip. It's more of an update over some of the things that I've been doing and some of the future projects I have. So first, just want to remind everybody that on my profile I have this Linktree link. If you click it, it'll go to my Linktree. It has all of this fun stuff. My videos can be found on Instagram, but also on YouTube, where I have a few that are just solely there. My OSINT tools webpage, as well as my website. If you want to help support what I'm doing to where I can do some more projects and things like that, I've got a Teespring. You can buy stickers and stuff like that. I'll be doing a patch drop soon. And hopefully next week I'll be able to post a video on my big project I'm working on. I'm probably gonna need some assistance with that, so look forward to that. Make sure you stay tuned. So let's go over some of the recent things I have, going all in order from quickest to kind of the most important or the longest. So this first one here is some of the toys that I got this week. The NanoVNA. So it is a vector networked analyzer. What is that? Well, quite simply, it analyzes the frequency of the antennas, at least that's what I'm using it for, to make sure that they work properly. There's a bunch of reviews and videos on YouTube about how to use these and how they are. I recommend the ham radio crash course video. Goes over it quite well, especially the setup. The one that he uses is a little bit older, but still all the same buttons. It just has a different look. So far I've used it. It's worked well so far, testing a couple of the antennas I have. So I look forward to testing it on video for the handheld Yagi that I made. The next thing is going to be with the 0W that I have. I'm going to be making it a DMR hotspot. The DB25 and my GD77 are both DMR radios, which I'd like to have that hotspot there, especially for when I'm out and about a little bit further away from some of the repeaters. I can have this on back at home and connected to give me that little extra jump. If you have one or you're interested in doing it, this is a good little how-to. And then it also has the Pi-Star link. I'll make sure both of those are listed in the video on YouTube. Now kind of to the main thing, a little bit more thorough view of the DB25-D. So I posted a video about a week ago going over it and some of the features. It has UHF and VHF capabilities, DMR, and APRS. All of those are what I was looking for, especially in a package this size. Again, it's a very small form factor. Oops, I'll scroll just a tiny bit. It fits really well on my desk. It fits really well in the car. Extremely light to where when I put it in the pack, can't even tell that it's there. So going over the pros, the form factor of it, the price, it's relatively inexpensive for what the capabilities are, and the features. It has the very accurate GPS, APRS, DMR, UHF, VHF, the dual listen. It comes with a mic that also has a gain feature on it, which is extremely nice because it is a cheap mic. Having that gain option really helps get a clearer transmission. So far, that's kind of where the pros end in my mind. Off the bat, if you're new to programming radios and using radios, it's not a very intuitive software, and it's not a very easy thing to work with. You have to download the multiple drivers. You have to make sure you have the software on this updated. You have to make sure you have the proper programming software installed, all with low quality instructions. I believe it was Ham Radio 2.0, or hamradio.com. One of the guys, I'll make sure I link it in the YouTube video. He posted a video on his review. Same thing with Ham Radio Crash Course. They both do a review on it. It's a very good oversight or overview of it. But after using it, there's not very many reviews that go over the after use. So again, that initial setup of the radio isn't the easiest, especially if you're not used to it. It's doable. There is documentation, but again, it's lacking a lot of intricate details that may be needed. The actual software that is used isn't the easiest to start up and actually get programmed properly. I just want to make sure this doesn't have any my info in it. So I can pull this up because it doesn't have it. So this is, if it would go to the screen, this is the programming software. Again, it looks, I'll say nice, but when you actually start going in and trying to actually use the software, it can get a little confusing. So if I were to do, I just want to do a new one, but it won't let me. If I were to do a new zone, let me just add a zone. And this is actually the first time I've had this issue of not being able to see. So this is where you would edit the channels and such. I will say it's better than the Yaesu software in that you're actually able to do quite a bit from here. Gives you a good view of it. And then you can also import a CSV. Now, my Radiodditty software is set up differently for both the GD77 and the DB25. The GD77 software starts off, I believe it as channel number, name, and then the transmit and receive frequency, and the DB25 is channel number, frequency, and then name. So in terms of just importing a code plug from another Radiodditty software or Radiodditty radio, you have to manually edit it in Excel or another program such like that, and then be able to import it. Again, just one of those little steps that could have been fixed and I think was overlooked by Radiodditty. Now, in terms of using the radio, it's, again, in the beginning, not very easy. There's very little information on setting up the hand mic to actually control the radio, because you have the 3 function buttons here and then the 4 here. So in terms of being able to actually use the radio and see what's needed, you kind of have to play around with the actual knob and using this as the back button, pushing it into select, and having one of these as a hotkey for the volume, because there is no just volume dial. Being able to set that up on the mic is possible, but again, nothing actually walks you through how to do it. It took me about an hour to just playing around, realizing what buttons could do what and how to actually set that up. Again, if you've done mobile radios, you should know how to do it. It would be quite similar for all the other ones, but for this being my first, it wasn't easy. Some of the other issues that I've found is when actually using the radio and transmitting and receiving voice communications. You see this little red arrow that tells you which channel you are currently on. So if I'm listening on this top channel and transmitting on this top channel, and then this bottom channel, whether it be a calling station or just another frequency I'm listening to, if that gets any type of data, it will automatically switch down to that channel. So if for some reason this is a channel that maybe I shouldn't be transmitting on, maybe it's a net that I'm not active on, or maybe it's just a frequency that is designated for listening only during a certain time. If you don't have it set up as a listen only or a receive only channel, once it starts to receive, it'll automatically switch down, and unless you switch back up, you will transmit on this channel. Again, something that can't be stopped or undone on the software side of this. The other thing is when using the radio, if I'm in a menu or if I'm trying to change something on the channel, if it receives anything, it will exit out of that menu. And then when using, again, this bottom channel for reference, if I want to do anything with the radio, it won't let you unless you change that channel. Changing that channel would be the only thing that allows you to go to a menu or transmit or anything like that. So if you're having a conversation on this top channel, and again, for some reason you're listening to this one, if this one goes on a minute-long transmit, you will not be able to transmit on any other frequency. Again, just little things that make this radio difficult to use when listening to either multiple nets or multiple channels that should be active and should be able to transmit on. Just one other super small detail that is kind of annoying is you have the speaker and mic jacks right here. The speaker is a 2.5 millimeter jack instead of the standard 3.5. So if you're using an external speaker, maybe it's a Bluetooth one or a battery powered one, you have to have the proper adapter, which isn't mentioned anywhere in the documentation that I was able to find. Other than all those things that are just really annoying about the radio, it's a really good radio. These are all just things that if it bothers you, or if it's not exactly what you're looking for, I might say overlook it. Again, all these little things I'm able to look over, but they are pretty, I'll say pretty extreme in terms of ease of use, as well as just having the ability to use it properly or use it how you want. Hopefully that makes sense. I can't think of the words that I'm trying to use to explain this right now. I scrolled down a little bit so there you can see the actual features of the radio. The one thing that mine did not come with from Amazon was a second power cable. Mine only came with the car charger cable. So if you want to use this as a base, you have to get a power supply unit that does at least 20 watts, and then another power cable. For mine, I actually switched mine out to the Anderson power poles, and I threw a little terminal connector onto the other side of the power cable, and so far it's worked great. Overall, I do think it's a good radio. It's got a great form factor. It would be great for field use. But again, in terms of it being my first mobile radio and just overall a cumbersome experience with setting it up, I do think that if the size isn't a factor for you and you're looking for all of the same function, maybe save up a little bit, look at the Kenwoods or look at the Yaesus that have the same functionality and a little bit better use. Other than that, there's not too much more to update. Again, once I continue using this more and if I can figure anything else out to work around these little kinks, I'll definitely do another update. Hopefully you found this useful. Please leave a comment for any questions or anything like that. Send me a message if you'd like to for any questions or comments. Other than that, I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.
Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions.